Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Morrowind. Last time when we left off, we broke Milo out of prison. It was a huge failure. Well, I mean, we did the job. It's just, I think I did it in the most unelegant and unsneaky way possible. So, we used the Divine Intervention Scroll, and it teleported us to Ebonheart. Now, we need to speak to someone. Blata Hetaria. So she said she'll go to the East Docks in Ebonheart, and then tell her that, tell Blata that Mero Milo sent me. Alright, so I gave her a Divine Intervention Scroll. She'll meet me at Holamayon, the Dissident Priest Monastery, and we'll get the Lost Prophecies. I'll go to the East Docks in Ebonheart. Okay, so we are in Ebonheart. So we should be able to try and find a Blata here. Can I actually ask the guards about her? Wait. What? You violated the law. Since you turned yourself in voluntarily, I did not. I'll take that into consideration. Pay 270 gold to the court and surrender your stolen goods, or surrender your stolen goods and serve your sentence of hard labor. I'll just pay the gold. I just don't know what I did. I accept the gold in payment of the fines and compensation ordered by the court, and now you're free to go. Okay. I don't know what I did. Can I talk to you, please? Look, I'm looking for Blata. Can I... Yeah, someone in particular. So... Doesn't look like I can ask you about Blata. Okay, let's get down to ground level. That's the Ebonheart Grand Chambers. Okay, I am getting stuck on... Okay, let's just float. And hope that it doesn't run out on me. Here we go. Are you Blata?
Can you ask him
No.
question quickly?
So what do you want?
I must be going.
Yeah, let's see. Can I ask you for someone in particular? No. Right, well it's the East Docks, I believe they said, so might be able to just take advantage of this floating ability that I've managed to get myself. Alright, if Blata was going to be anywhere,
Talk is free.
we would assume that she would be around this area.
Stay out of trouble and you won't get hurt.
Oh, she might be a boat person.
Let's hear it.
There we go. Yes, I'm Blata Hetaria. Do I know you? Right, you're Ishvel. My friend said you might want to go fishing. Haha, I do. I do want to go fishing. I know a fine place. Excellent fishing. My friend Mero Milo says it's her favorite fishing spot. You ready to go? I am. Good. I'm ready to take you to Holamayon at any time you're ready to travel, and I'll be here to offer that service anytime you need it. Alright, so let's go to Azura's Coast region. 53 gold. You sure I don't get a free ride? Oop. This is pretty. Where are we, actually? Oh, we're way on the coast over here. Alright.
Make it quick, Outlander.
So you can teleport me off? I'm Vivrana Arion, a monk of Holamayon. The monastery is here on this island. Take the stone pathway north from the docks and the path uphill. The entrance is hidden by a magical shield. Wait or rest at the head of the path, and the portal will open at dusk and dawn only. The magical twilight hours sacred to Azura. Mero Milo has told us of your coming. You can find her in the library with Master Barello. Later I can arrange for you for your return to Vivek whenever you're ready. No, I actually don't want to return to Vivek right now. Okay, so whenever I'm ready, you'll be waiting. That is convenient. I would love... Oh, okay, my flying did wear off. Finally, that was getting... that was starting to drive me a little bit crazy. I mean, flying is fun, don't get me wrong, but... lasted a little bit longer than I expected. There's someone watching me, I can tell. Well, if they are, they've come a very long way to watch me walk up a stone cliff. So, at the end of the stone path, we need to rest until dusk or dawn. What time is it now? It's It's 4 in the morning, so we probably only need to wait an hour. Oh. Whoop! I can't fight you with the lockpick. Let me get my weapon equipped. Oh. Okay, you're a very tough rat. There we go. It's more like it. Right, so I'm guessing this is it. So let's just rest an hour. Hello? Alright, let's give it another hour. Oh. Okay, very cool. I'm impressed. I am impressed. Alright, so the Holomayan Monastery. Cool. What do you have in here? Shrine to Saint Rorus. Would you like to make a donation of 35 and receive a blessing? A donation of 35. I assume they mean gold, but they're not specifying, so I'm kind of worried they're meaning a donation of 35 of your best health potions. Alright. And you are Tivam Sadri. With an outfit like that, you must be doing very well for yourself. Can I help you? I'm looking for Mera Milo. She's run terrible risks remaining at the Hall of Wisdom and Truth, and we're grateful that you have rescued her from the Ministry of Truth. Yeah, no problem. I'm hoping for a more substantial reward for doing that, though. That was definitely the toughest thing I've had to do yet. Okay. Milo, if you're gonna meet me here after all I've done for you, the least you could do is, like, you know, wait for me at the entrance, so I'm not hunting for you once again. You really are good at making people work very hard to...
Don't press your luck.
Trying to press you out of the way. You would think for the amount of trouble I went in to get you that you'd be a little more respectful of my situation.
How wonderful. Welcome, Outlander.
We've met before. Are you okay there? Yes, Mera. Good to see you again. Sort of. Thank you, Ishvel, for rescuing me. Now, I'll stay here at the Holomayan with Master Borello and assist him with the monastery's library. Okay, tell me about Borello. Master Gilvus Borello is the abbot of our monastery and the head of our secret order. Ooh, it's a secret, is it? We've adopted the name Dissident Priests. We are not ashamed of our disputes with the temple's hierarchy. Okay, so tell me about the Dissident Priests, then. We're fiercely loyal to the temple's ancient traditions, but we're troubled that the ultimate source of the tribunal's divinity might be the same as the source of Dagoth-Ur's evil power. Dagoth-Ur's power seems to wax as the tribunal's power wanes. Read The Progress of Truth and other documents of the Apocrypha in our library and you'll see why we are uneasy. Okay, so you... troubled by the ultimate source of the tribunal's divinity. Okay, so tell me about the tribunal. Like loving ancestors, the tribunal guards and counsels us. Like stern parents, they punish our sins and errors. Like generous relatives, they share their bounty among the greatest and least, according to their needs. Okay, and what about these ancestors? Recently dead spirits know us well, and we do not quickly forget their living kin. They are weak, but quick to guide and protect all. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the temple, then. The Tribunal Temple is the native religion of civilized Morrowind. They worship 3 god kings, Almalexia, Sothosil, and Vivek, who are known together as the Tribunal. We usually just call it the Temple. Okay. So then let's talk about Caius Casadus. I assume that this is what I can do for us to continue working together. Caius has gone back to the Imperial City. He says he's been recalled? I wonder. I never know what he's thinking. I think he's involved in something secret, something dangerous. I was hoping he might help us, now he's gone. I don't know what to think. Huh. I hadn't actually thought for a second to question that Caius really did get orders to go back. I suppose, on reflection, that is a little convenient, isn't it? Right, so... what can we talk about? Can we talk about the Nerevarine prophecies? The Ashlanders have a mystical tradition of interpreting dreams and visions as prophecies. These prophecies are recorded in verse and may be lost or garbled over the generations, but the dissident priests have collected many ancient prophecies of the Nerevarine, many of which they believe to be genuine. Collectively, these are called the Lost Prophecies of the Incarnate. One of the sacred missions of the dissident priests is the collection and study of the prophecies. Okay. You didn't have a whole lot to say. I was hoping we could talk about more. Vivrana Arion, a monk of Holamayan, says, I'll find Mara Milo in the monastery here on the island. Right, so I'm already in there. What did Caius want us to do? Caius was recalled to the Imperial City. Deliver them to Nibani Mesa. Right, so he wants me to find the Lost Prophecies. That's right, that's what we were looking for. Right, so can we talk about Lost Prophecies? I thought we already did. Or can we not? Interesting. Is that really not an option? I guess not. Can we talk about being persecuted by the Temple? Why does the Temple persecute the dissident priests? Because attacks on the Temple weaken the faith, and leave the people defenseless against the influence of Dagoth-Ur. Faith is what strengthens the will of the believer against Dagoth-Ur's lies. Faith is the source of the divine power that sustains the Tribunal in their battle with Dagoth-Ur. Since the Empire, some Dunmer have turned away from the Temple. That's why Dagoth-Ur grows stronger, why blightstorms and monsters threaten the land. Okay, let's talk about Dagoth. He's an evil immortal enemy of the Tribunal Temple cult. The Temple holds Dagoth-Ur and his hosts accountable for all the evils that beset the Dunmer and Morrowind. Dagoth-Ur dwells in fiery caverns beneath Red Mountain, served by his kin called Ash Vampires and by legions of deformed monsters. Okay. I was really hoping we could talk Secret Order, the Dissident Priests, the Temple. Blessed Almalexia, the Warden, is one of the three immortal god kings of Morrowind, a pillar of the Tribunal and patron of the healers and teachers. Okay, so the Magus, or the Magus, I'm not sure, is one of the three immortal god kings of Morrowind, a pillar of the Tribunal and the patron of artificers and wizards. Sotha-Sil was the mightiest wizard and most wise counselor of the First Council, companion and teacher of Nerevar and Vivek. Sotha-Sil is the light of knowledge and the inspiration of craft and sorcery. And Vivek? The poet is one of the three immortal god kings of Morrowind, a pillar of the Tribunal and the patron of artists and rogues. Okay, did you actually want me to read one of your books? The Book of Dawn and Dusk? No. Blasphemous Revenants. Interesting. How about we talk to the one you're going to be working with? Gilvis Borello. How can I help you? Yeah, let's talk about the Nerevarine. Our interest in the Nerevarine used to be a matter of principle, a willingness to consider the validity of mystical insights rejected by Temple doctrine. Now Dagoth-Ur grows stronger while the Tribunal grows weaker, and the return of Saint Nerevar, even if only reborn in spirit, may be our best prospect of salvation. Okay, tell me about Mara Milo. She's run a terrible risk of remaining at the Hall of Wisdom. Yeah, I've read that before. Tell me about Dagoth-Ur. So long as the Ordinators, Buoyant Armigers, and Tribunal could contain the Blight and Dagoth-Ur's creatures within the Ghost Fence, faith in the Temple's protective power was strong. But now travelers and settlements suffer from blight storms and marauding monsters, and the people fear the Temple is losing its ages-old battle with the devil Dagoth-Ur. Okay, tell me about the dissident priests and what you guys are doing here. A significant part of the Temple hierarchy might be more inclined to accept and tolerate differences of opinion in dogma, but other parts of the Temple, in particular the Ordinators under Beryl Sala, claim that the threat from Red Mountain and Dagoth-Ur can only be resisted with a unified, resolute faith. The people are afraid, so they support the hard line. But if we can show ourselves able to confront Dagoth-Ur more effectively than the Ordinators, the temple and people will support us. Okay, tell me about this secret order. We've adopted the name Dissident Priests. We're not ashamed of our disputes with the temple's hierarchy, okay? Oh, Lost Prophecies. This is what I wanted to ask about. I've reviewed the Apocrypha and have found 2 passages of particular interest. We've made copies of these passages to give you. Many are familiar with the 2 Nerevarine prophecies, current among the Ashlanders, called the Stranger and the Seven Vision. We have 2 other prophecies, the Lost Prophecy and the 7 Curses, that may offer additional insights into the riddles surrounding the coming of the Incarnate. Perhaps these are the lost prophecies that your friend Nibani Mesa told you about. Oh, your journal has been updated twice, apparently. The Lost Prophecy has been added to your journal, the 7 Curses has been added to your journal, your inventory, and Kegranek's Tools has been added to your inventory. Okay, so tell me about the Lost Prophecy book you gave me. Oh, you're just gonna let me read that. From 7th sign of 11th generation, neither hound nor guar, nor seed nor sorrow, but Dragonborn and Farstar marked, Outlander incarnate beneath Red Mountain, blessed guest counters 7 curses, star-blessed hand wields thrice cursed blade to reap the harvest of the unmourned house. I've annotated your copy of the Lost Prophecy with our best efforts at interpretation, but a rough summary might be: an Outlander, foreign-born but welcomed as a guest, confronts 7 curses beneath Red Mountain. His hand, blessed by Azura, uses a cursed blade to bring justice to House Dagoth or House Dwemer, or both. The Nerevarine, an Outlander? That wouldn't please many Ashlanders, and maybe explain how the prophecy got lost. And if I ask about the Lost Prophecy, it's just that same thing. Nerevarine, our interest in the Nerevarine used to be a matter of principle. Okay, right. I've already asked you about that. So tell me about the 7 curses that you gave me. The 7 curses reads as follows. Through the doors of the unmourned house, where scoffers scoff and schemers scheme. From the halls of the oath-breaking house rings 7 curses of gods blasphemed. First curse, curse of fire. Second curse, curse of ash. Third curse, curse of flesh. Fourth curse, curse of ghosts. Fifth curse, curse of seed. Sixth curse, curse of despair. Seventh curse, curse of dreams. I'm getting tongue-tied. Your copy of the 7 curses bears our guesses at interpreting the verses. In short form, 7 curses come from House Dagoth or House Dwemer, or both. Fire and ash come from Red Mountain. Flesh is Corpus, ghosts, seed, and despair are unclear, but Curse of Dreams seems to refer to recent cases of soul sickness and sleeper attacks in towns. Oh, so is that where that kind of stuff is coming from? Okay. Well, I know one of the attacks is when the Dark Brotherhood comes at me, but a few episodes ago, there was that kind of weird monster thing that attacked me while I was resting at an inn, so maybe that's what it was. On top of the crazy visions that I'm getting. Now, you gave me another book as well. What was it? Actually, yeah, tell me about the Apocrypha. I keep seeing people mention that. The Hieroglypha are the collected priestly writings of the temple. The Apocrypha are the hidden writings, secrets known only at the highest levels of priesthood and inquisition. Defying the temple, we have gathered as much of the Apocrypha as we can here in Holamayan. One of the chief disputes between the temple and the dissident priests is that the temple hides the truth from its followers. Interesting. Now, you gave me a third book. I swear I saw that you did. Lost Prophecy, 7 Curses, and Kagneric's Tools. Is that anything that I can ask you about? Let me... I suppose not. Okay, let's check the journal. The The hieroglypha are the collected priestly writings of the temple. The apocrypha are the hidden writings, secrets known only to the highest levels of priesthood. So that's what he told me, and then I have his interpretations of the books. Right, so Gilvas Borello gave me the Lost Prophecy and 7 Curses. Lost Prophecy says the Nerevarine is an outlander, so that's kind of like me. That may surprise the Ashlanders, but it suggests that I might really be the Nerevarine. He also gave me a document based on the Apocrypha called Cagnaric's Tools, which reveals the guilty secret behind the Tribunal's divine powers. I must bring these lost prophecies to Nibani Mesa as soon as I can. Let me real quick read this Tools book, though. Message from Dagoth-Ur. Have I always had this? Yes, I did have that. I do remember picking that up before. Here we go. Cagrenic's Tools, summarized from the Apocrypha by Gilvas Borello, Abbot of Holaman, and various of the dissident priests. Beneath Red Mountain, Dwemer miners discovered a great magical stone. By diverse methods, Lord Cagrenic, High Priest and Magecrafter of the ancient Dwemer, determined that this magical stone was the heart of the god Lorkhan, cast here in the Dawn Era as a punishment for his mischief in creating the mortal world. Determined to use its divine powers to create a new god for the exclusive benefit of the Dwemer, Cagrenic forged 3 great enchanted artifacts, which are called Cagrenic's Tools. Wraithguard is an enchanted gauntlet to protect its wearer from destruction when tapping the heart's power. Interesting. Sunder is an enchanted hammer to strike the heart and produce the exact volume and quality of power desired. Keening is an enchanted blade that is used to flay and focus the power that rises from the heart. When Cagrenic used these tools on the heart in the Battle of Red Mountain, no one knows what happened, but the Dwemer race disappeared entirely from the mortal world. Lord Nerevar and Lord Dagoth retrieved these tools and didn't know what to do with them. Nerevar asked Dagoth to guard the tools while he went to consult with his counselors, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil. He left and spoke with his 3 counselors, and they decided to return together to Red Mountain to decide what to do. But while Nerevar was gone, Dagoth was tempted and confused by the powers of the tools. When Nerevar and the counselors arrived, he refused to give up the tools, claiming he had sworn to Nerevar to protect them. Then Dagoth fought with Nerevar and the counselors and was mortally wounded and driven off, and the tools were recovered. Then Nerevar and his counselors decided to take the tools for safekeeping. They all swore a great oath never to use the tools, but after Nerevar's death, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil yielded to temptation. They took these tools themselves and went to Lorkhan's heart buried beneath Red Mountain, and gave themselves divine powers. But Dagoth had not died. We don't know what happened, but this is what we believe. His experiments with Cagrenic's tools had joined him to the heart's divine nature in some way, so that he learned to draw power directly from the heart. We conjecture that Dagoth-Ur, driven by anger and greed, used the heart without caution and restraint, and as a result, he has become terribly powerful and terribly mad. But the Tribunal showed great care and restraint in their use of the tools, and so they were not driven mad, and they did many good things. Nonetheless, the Tribunal too appear to have been corrupted by the heart's power, though more subtly. Cagrenic's tools are cursed. Stealing power from the heart of a god is a terrible folly, and fated to disaster. The Tribunal is losing its battle to control the power of the heart. They are sustained by the same tainted power that drives Dagoth-Ur mad. They grow weak and cannot protect us from Dagoth-Ur, but even if they could, would we be wise to worship gods such as these? They conceal the truth from us out of shame. They persecute the Nerevarine and the dissident priests out of shame when they should be welcoming them and enlisting their aid against Dagoth-Ur. The Tribunal have done much good for Morrowind and the Dunmer, but they succumbed to the temptation of Cagrenic's tools, and though these tools once may have seemed the instruments of salvation, now they must be seen as instruments of doom. That is some heavy stuff. So, we've got a set of weapons that were created out of the heart of the creator of the mortal world? 3 different items given to various gods, driving them slowly mad. What is the worst that could happen from that?